then we try to do, in these questions, everything is wrong. So this is an example of an S3 bucket policy. If you could tell us what it's attempting to do, and then anything that is wrong, either syntactically, well, outright morally, or security-wise, anything that you see that flags your interest in this policy.
Okay, just let me have a look.
Okay, just let me have a look. So version, statement, effect, action, resource, principle. Okay.
Action is related to the
fine. It's related to the S3
resource.
Resource.
Herein.
Looks correct in the format at high level.
Okay. So what is this? What's this providing access to do?
Basically, it's give that. Get object. And get object means
reading the object.
Listing that ls.
The object.
Sort object.
And sort object. I'm not sure whether sort is right action or not.
Get and list, I'm sure.
Get and list, I'm sure.
Sort does not exist. You're correct.
Yeah.
Okay. And can you see anything that catches your eye about this from a security perspective?
So we have given
the resource access from the chain bucket. So we can give the control over that object level, like we can give slash particular folder. So that we can control from the resource level. And get and list.
I think that
we have to take care from the what resource are going to use for this post. Basically, the list is basically giving the list of information of the S3 bucket inside that bucket. The get object will basically one can say object.
That looks okay,
but if we don't have the put, that is tricky. We have to ensure someone cannot.
Reading part is
to assign this policy to this particular resource that we have to take it.
And we can add the condition.
Based also.
Okay. If you wanted to add a condition block, what would that look like?
Condition.
Can add the condition.
Here instead.
And you can just tell us. You don't need to remember the syntax off the top of your head.
Okay.
So basically, condition will give the here like resource section. We'll add the condition, comma condition.
And inside condition.
Inside condition we can give the conditional way access.
We want to specific
give the condition like any multi-factor authentication. Something related to the access. Then there is many configuration from the conditional level. Exactly syntax I'm not sure.
So we can give something.
Something string access for particular string which contains request.
So in the conditional
So
we can add the
in the
string
conditional we
like
can add the string like
in the part
this,
of request.
in the part of request.
Okay. All right, let's go ahead and move on to the security group.
Okay, 1 second.
Okay, 1 second. Let's go to
Bad
that.
We might be giving hints on how the quality of this goes. But if you could walk us through what each of these statements is trying to do, any security concerns you might have with them, or syntactic concerns, really call out anything you see that you wouldn't be comfortable with having in your own environment.
Okay, so here you are creating the security group to Terraform,
security group name, then you are passing the VPC ID. Okay, that's okay.
Ingress rule you are
So
creating here,
ingress rule you are creating here, port,
protocol,
protocol.
I think we have to give the same port.
We have to give the same port from the common to here, but port 443. Okay, that's okay.
So you're on the right track, I will tell you, with that comment. And you have identified one thing that is not correct. Under this syntax, it would allow all ports from 80 to 443, so inclusive of 81, 82, and so on.
We have to define two rules.
Yes, we have to define two rules separately, 80 and 443.
Okay.
Ingress for SSH. So first ingress, they have given the source CID block, so that is on previous source network it will be accessible. Second one SSH is accessible from the any IP, any source, like they have given the 0.0.0.
Protocol TCP is fine.
Okay, protocol TCP is fine.
RDP it's the same
RDP it's the same for accessing from the all protocol. All source.
Then MySQL
you are giving access from one particular IP.
That is your network, 24.
That is your network, 24 network. And
outbound role you are giving the
-1 bit to allow all.
So I think it's good.
You give the inside role. So inbound role is restricted, and outbound role is allow all. -1.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is there anything that you would personally change if this was your environment from a security perspective?
Okay, yeah, I can do.
I can change this
SSH access
because SSH access someone will get. He can do control over the system. So we will give particular source.
If we are using any EC2 instance,
like just post kind of thing, so we can pass that security groups of that particular instance. We should not give the
public
public IP that 0.0.0. Like we should pass inside network means our internal network IP or
because this
network.
0.0 is basically open.
This 0.0 is basically open to all.
Okay, that's exactly what
MySQL also we can take it, because normally we see MySQL are also deploying the AWS side. There we can use the MySQL from the source side, because that is not required from the outside. So it's an internal connection.
Okay. If you could open the Terraform folder. And then example 1. So context of both this and the next question are, if you were to cd into this directory and simply run Terraform init and then Terraform apply auto approve, the hint is that these will fail, but we want to know, one, if you see any problems syntactically from a Terraform or AWS perspective, and also tell us why it might fail.
Okay, so let me repeat your question.
So let me repeat your question. So what you're asking, if I run the init plan and apply, what things are going to happen with this code, right?
Okay.
Yes, please.
So here you are creating
So
the
here you are creating the three
AWS
resource,
S3
AWS S3 bucket,
then
SCL rule,
okay, then you are creating the bucket
versioning.
No, I think these are the wrong.
No, I think these are the wrong
bucket versioning and ACL.
bucket versioning and ACL is a part of the configuration AS bucket.
You were correct up until version 3.x of the provider. They had version 4.x where they broke all of these things out. So we won't consider not knowing that a mark against you. Please don't worry. But that answer used to be correct, and we had to modify this question for it.
So I'm not aware about the have.
So I'm not aware about the have.
Make the separation
of the. I have worked very earlier, but yeah, correct.
I will just tell you that that no issues are there with lines 9 through 19.
Correct. Because daily they are changing.
So here in that case.
S3 my bucket.
S3 my bucket. ID.
So basically they are creating
the bucket and SQL configuration with the private and versioning configuration there.
Looks okay. But
yeah, we can do the more configuration from the S3 bucket, because they are giving them multiple configuration.
And in regards to this example, would there be anything additional that you would want in order to run this example Terraform?
Yeah, basically we need the provider.
Configuration to run the Terraform code, but I am assuming that
that is available. But
that is available. But apart from that, we can directly trigger the S3.
And from the S3 resource
Okay.
side,
we can add the configuration based on our requirement. These are the basic configuration we tweak very
but we can add some more.
But we can add some more based on our requirement.
All right. If you could open up example 2, please.
Sure.
And this one does have a provider. And so if you could walk us through what the code is doing and then areas where this might fail. And we're very much, there are a couple things that are kind of off with this one. We're very much looking for your troubleshooting process. So please talk us through as you explore the file directory what you're looking for and what you're seeing.
Okay, sure. So basically, these are
module call. They are calling the module lambda function.
The source we have
source we have given the dot slash that directory, and there is a module directory already available. So there is a lambda function in the module which
so there is a lambda function directory here.
There is a lambda function directory here inside the module.
That is a main.
And that is a main.
So basically,
it will call. So basically,
if you go with the.
If you go with the.
If you go with the module, so that.
If you go with the module, so that added port should contain 3
parameters here.
The function name, file name, and enter. This parameter they are taking, and.
This my lambda.zip
file should be available here in the same directory.
I'm not able to see.
That's correct. That's the thing that is wrong.
Not there.
It's not there.
Nice.
And
file name.
If you see
that variable should be defined here.
With that variable should be defined here. Functional name.
So whatever
the default parameter should pick from the locally. all mandatory parameters which are not passed through variable.tf default value,
which we have to pass to
which we have to pass through the module 1. So function
we have not given any default value.
We have not given any default value. That's why we have passed
example.tf,
example.tf, function name, file handler.
so all mandatory
parameter we should pass from the mobile phone. So file name we have passed, memory size we given the default one, run environment we given the
so whatever default one,
so whatever default one we can ignore. But yeah, if you want to override something, we can pass them to the example.tf.
Okay. I'm going to give a slight hint here. If you could go just a little bit further, and are there any? What would happen if we get any arguments that are not defined and they're required?
So that will share the
errors if we have not passed the argument which is required that not if the variable tf is equal value, then it will give the error because we have to pass that mandatory thing.
Okay. Can you tell me what's happening on line 28, please?
Line 28.
Of this
okay.
Line 28. Okay.
So count.
Length. Schedule expression.
Okay. So schedule expression. So it basically read the schedule
expression variable.
And the length of variable
greater 0.
In that case only this
code will
execute. It won't execute.
As it won't execute.
All right, awesome. Can you tell us why we're doing this and what infrastructure is being deployed here?
Okay, why we are doing? Because,
we are doing the CloudWatch event through. Okay.
So this means that
this resource create if we pass the schedule expression only. If I not pass the schedule expression, then the resource not required for me.
So it's a conditional based creation of
creation of the resource.
All right, and in the file as a whole, like, so looking at the rest of the resources, what would you guess that this stack is probably for?
Okay, one second, lambda function, CloudWatch event, lambda CloudWatch event. Permission.
So basically this is creating the lambda
function. This is creating the lambda function.
This is creating the lambda function.
Where we are passing lambda resource. So CloudWatch event target and ID.
Yeah. So on the CloudWatch event.
Basically we are triggering the lambda function.
All right, cool. So that does wrap up our coding questions. So you can stop sharing your screen now if you'd like. In our worst code, why don't you tell us about some of the best architecture models you've seen? What is your personal ideal of infrastructure? And it can be something for work, something personal that you just love building, really just looking for something you were enthusiastic about, and talk through the infrastructure and how it was laid out.
Basically, I work with the
module-based structure, and what I feel that it is easy to maintain and handling the complex structure. So we are creating the multiple source with the different set of configuration.
We cannot try every time
the same configuration in each. So either we should have the separate modules for each resource, and based on our requirement, we are passing parameters will create resource. So if something new comes from the any resource, any requirement, we can directly update the module, and which will impact, which will directly change from the parameter.
Second part is
Second part is the handling the state files from the environment perspective. So we can store the state file and making the log through the DynamoDB table. So that is the one of the good part where we can have it just file and create the resources based on the environment configuration. And
basically.
Okay, what about architecturally? So.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, sure.
In AWS, like, what's a project you've really enjoyed? Like, is it an EC2 behind some load balancers? Do you like Lambdas? What does your stuff look like?
Basically, I work
the multiple resources, but yeah, the EC2 and the network part, how it's working, it's like groups, VPCs, and EC2s, how we are doing configuration of the different OS level, and inside the OS handling, that is tricky part. But while we do some deployments and the one for applications running, it gives the good achievement level, because ultimately if you deploy some application, the infrastructure create is different. Ultimately deploy something in the infrastructure, and that is the application which customer are going to then give the boost on our deployment portion, because ultimately any developer loves if he's created the output.
Okay. And what about the exact opposite? Tell us about some time that you've broken something. And here we're looking for two things here. One, the anecdote is just always fun. Then two, we're very much looking for your process, how you approach when something is down. So talk us through the creation, the discovery, the remediation, and any post-action. So what does that look like for you?
Yeah, many times we
are doing development and it's a technically part, so every time we cannot got successful in a single attempt. So yeah, I got multiple times such is like handling the policy. Policy is always tricky, but I am part. So getting something new at the output, but yeah, once we spin the policy level, resource accessing the right action, and policy is sometimes suggestions also because we are passing through the DevOps structure. That gives sometimes demotivation, because upfront they are not able to resolve the but once we go in the grooming level and finally resolve the issue, yeah, it gives some more learning curve for us.
Okay. So just a couple clarification points. So, like, what broke and what caused it in that situation?
Sorry, I didn't get you.
So, what was the root cause for that?
Root cause. Root cause may be different, because sometimes we having the structure, so JSON format probably we face this issue. Sometimes policy structure, like we are give the wrong principles or our resource structure. It can be different, but not if the issue is not from the straightforward the policy. Sometimes getting the complex policies, maybe getting easy if you give just the same which you show me in the example. That can policy will not get the issue. That's a very straightforward. We can if there is a multiple configuration, we have to give the multiple resource access permission. That time we are facing the such issue.
All right. I think Colin has a couple questions. Oh yeah, sorry. Thank you, Colin. So, what's your preferred branching strategy?
Sorry?
Sorry?
What's a preferred branching strategy you use? What are ones you have used?
Yeah.
Okay, branching strategy.
Okay, branching strategy. Yeah. So
Ideally, there should be the
there should be the master branch, which is always
always working,
working and
and
stable
from the
code.
master we should have the
And
feature
from the
branch
master,
from
we
each
should have the
developer
feature branch from
which
each
their
developer,
feature,
which
and
their
like that
feature,
they should have
and
the
like that they should have
bug
the
fixes or something,
bug fixes
hot
or
fix branch.
something, a hot fix branch.
So
Uh,
structure wise,
so
master
structure
branch,
wise,
feature
the
branch,
master
and
branch, feature branch,
individual developer
and
will push there,
individual
and
developer push there,
each
and
release will be
each
cut off
release
for the
will be
release
cut
date
off for
on the
the
master
release
branch.
date on the master branch.
Okay, and then how does that feed into your deployment strategy? So, what does a multi-environment strategy look for you in terms of your source control?
Deployment in terms of
So, like, do you have multiple environments, dev, prod, UAT?
yeah. So basically,
Yeah. So basically,
so deployment terms of we
so
have the so
deployment
I have
comes up.
worked with the
We have
three
the
accounts, the
so I
dev,
have worked with the
QA,
three
and
accounts: the dev,
production.
QA, and
Production
production.
not directly
And
deploy
the
with, we
production
have
not
the
directly
manual
deploy with. We have
introduction
the
for the production
manual
deployment.
introduction
But
for the
yeah, dev
production
and
deployment.
QA will
But
be
yeah,
go
dev
with
and
the different
QA will be
contributions,
go
and
with
like
the different contributions, and like
each commit from the dev
each commit from the
change
dev
something in the development
change
branch, it
something in the
will
development
see
branch.
the
It
change and
will
it will deploy.
see the change and it will deploy.
QA we have
From the
the
QA, we
same
have the
as the
same
production
as
configuration.
the
Dev,
production
there is no
configuration. Dev, there is
similar
no
way because Dev
similar
is
way
probably
because
in one region,
Dev is probably in one region,
multiple
and
region,
QA would be the
and
multiple region,
QA will be
and QA will be
deploy
deploy
once it
deploy once
merged to the master
it
or
merged
some
to the
particular
master
stable
or
release,
some particular stable release,
and
stable branch.
once QA is
And once QA is
QA go through the proper
QA go through the proper
testing and output,
testing and
that would be
output,
the release
that would be
cutoff. So
the
release cutoff
release
branch
cutoff.
will
So
going
release
to
cutoff branch will going to
deploy the production
deploy
release
the
production
production
release
list,
environment setup.
production list environment step.
All right.
Change things up a little bit. Yeah. What is your level of familiarity with DNS, and what DNS systems are you familiar with working with?
Not much.
Not much.
High level aware about the
At high level, aware about
DNS
the
configuration.
DNS configuration.
I
I have configured a couple of the Route 53.
In terms of protocol
But
level, not
in terms of
much.
protocol level, not much.
Okay, fair. What sort of records did you create and or maintain in Route 53?
Route 53, we are adding the
Route 53, we are adding the DNS record,
AA records,
that
and
AA records
CNAME
and
configuration.
CNAME
Well,
configuration. Well, we want to redirect the one of the registered domain to our IP or some load balancer can redirect to the load balancer or elastic IP.
Okay. And then regarding, let's focus on either a CNAME or an A record pointing to something of yours. How did you handle certificates and encryption for these endpoints?
Endpoints in terms of
Route
Route 53 configuration.
Route 53 configuration, right?
So if you had a CNAME pointing at an AWS resource, I would assume that you were leveraging encrypted communications to that resource, that endpoint. What was the process, and how did you use certificates to handle that communication?
I'm not sure because I didn't.
I'm not sure because I didn't work at that level.
Okay. So you don't really have much experience with certificates in general, or specifically for public APIs?
Certificates not work in the general much. That level of certificate we have used at high level from the user perspective, but yeah, how internal protocols level certificates work, not sure.
Okay, fair enough. Do you have any experience working with identity providers, IDPs? See that Ping, Okta, Azure Active Directory.
I have been user,
but the configuration side I have not worked.
Okay, fair enough. You had mentioned VPCs as in their creation. As far as networking topology is concerned, have you done any work to interconnect disparate VPCs or connect VPCs to something in a co-location or on-premise?
No, I didn't work, but
there is a VPC peering service I have heard, and
directly didn't get any chance
to work that topology, that VPC to VPC connection.
Okay, fair enough. I see that you have Red Hat 7 and 6 listed here. Did you use any directory to handle authentication to these systems? Like, did you use Realm or bind? Did you do anything to bind them?
We use the Samba server.
For the user maintaining.
It's a Samba server.
Okay,
it's a Samba server.
Okay, and what packages do you use on a Linux host to enable directory-based authentication?
You mean AD directory, right?
You mean AD directory, right? No, that Samba will directly give the users
configuration
where we create the users, not in AD configuration.
Okay, so you dealt with local users on your systems.
Yeah, local users, correct.
Got it. Okay. Could you tell me a little bit about your experience with Windows Server?
Windows Server, yeah.
Windows Server basically.
Common tasks you use?
Basically adding the Windows
clients to the Windows Server. That's through the automation, but manual we did. Getting the AD users over the server.
Okay.
And the configuration from the client from work group to the AD domain.
Okay, fair enough. Let's jump around a little bit more. How about monitoring? What is your favorite monitoring tool and why?
For
me, I use the two major tools, which is the Splunk and Logs.io.
Splunk is very much
stronger in this monitoring part, where we can get the log level to the visualizing the graph, and we can have our own custom queries. It's giving them much more flexible for the retrieving the data. Neck is also good the tool, but I like the Splunk. And
there was
Logic Monitor, which used for the handling the
alert management, where we used
to have the configuration for the different level of alert, like L1, L2 support level alert. So Logic Monitor is also a good tool in that case, where we have to handle the different level of the escalation.
Okay. And did you create any of these queries, or were they existing when you ended up in the position, or?
No, I have I have created some queries where it's required.
But there are the some.
Okay.
But
Would you
there
mind
are
giving us
some.
an example?
Basically, it's give the
Keep the configuration based on the parameter like what logs, environment logs. We have the log strings, so we have to give log string and application name. So we give that such configuration for the filtering the
so environment
log.
which
Environment
gives
which
logs,
give the specific environment
names,
log,
which
application
will
name
trigger the applications
which will
because
trigger the
we have
application
the
because we have the
three or four
3 or 4
applications
applications
so
differently than they are generating
logs
the different
front end and back end.
logs front end and back end level.
Okay.
All right. Well, we've talked quite a bit about our side here, a little bit what we're expecting from you. Do you have any questions for us? What do you want to know about?
Not upfront, but if you can say what exactly you are looking for the skill set. I think I got overall DevOps from the Linux and Windows perspective from the OS side also. But yeah, if you can say that, it would be good for me.
Yeah, well, we're looking for someone who can, the phrase that we use around here is just wear all the hats, right? We do everything from provision users, set up SSO, change up file server locations, set up CI/CD pipelines, to fixing printers, right? Today, you got to be pretty flexible. You don't need to know everything, but you need to be able to learn a lot and be comfortable diving into things you don't know too well. What do you guys think? Am I missing anything there? That's kind of what we're looking for in a co-logis hire here on the cloud engineering team.
Yeah, it's a good learning.
Yeah, it's a good learning.
What else you got for us? Anything else you want to know about the team?
Yeah, if you can share the details.
Yeah, if you can share the details, it would be good.
Sure. Let's see. I guess just details about our team in general. We've got this right here is our core team. We've got a resource in Amsterdam and in India, right? And what else? We've got a lot of teams that we work with, but this is our cloud engineering team core right here.
Okay.
All right, well, I think we've hit all of our questions here for you. If you've got any more, now's a good time to let us know. Otherwise, I think we can wrap it up here. We've already gone a little bit over time. Hope that's not interrupting your schedule here.
No problem.
Yeah, no problem.
No
Yeah.
question.
Yeah,
Thanks.
no question. Thanks.
Great. Well, thanks for joining us today, Karthik. Appreciate it.
Thanks for your time, Craig.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
Catch you later.
Goodbye.